What's going on, everybody? Welcome to night one of WrestleMania 39 Goes Hollywood. Or WrestleMania Goes Hollywood, whatever which way you prefer. Man, night one. Gotta tell you, one hell of a show, and that was just night one. And some of these matches gonna be tough to follow. But as you know with pay-per-views, there hardly is any promo, so straight to the matches. We got the first match of the night, which is Austin Theory versus John Cena for the United States Championship. And the match went typically as I thought it would be. You know, John Cena having his moment, showing that he's the veteran over the newcomer upstart. Then Austin Theory got it. What was surprising, though, I will say about this next part is that I didn't think Austin Theory was going to get as much of a dominance as he did, because once Austin Theory started dominating, he pretty much dominated for the majority of the match, and then John Cena got back into the offensive end, but John Cena technically won the match. He submitted Austin Theory with the STF, or as I like to call it, the STFU, as it used to be called. He submitted Austin Theory, but the rep, because when John Cena was trying to use the attitude adjustment or the FU, he accidentally, Austin Theory was holding on to the ropes. So it was one of those spots where he says he was holding on to the ropes. The referee conveniently got behind them, and Austin Theory, as John Cena was trying to yank him off the ropes, Austin Theory boots knocked down the referee, and that's how that all came about. Austin Theory, while the referee was distracted, would give John Cena a low blow and then hit him with the 8-time down to win and retain the United States Championship. Like I said, it went as typically. I already knew that John Cena wasn't winning, first of all, because he's very there. You're not putting the United States Championship on him. And if you're going to put a title on him, it's going to be the World Championship. But you're not. He didn't need the title. He didn't need the win. He put over Austin Theory. But more importantly, when they did the whole referee thing, I knew he wasn't winning either. But the match wins typically as I thought it would. They're going to say Austin Theory, to protect John Cena, he didn't win legitly. It wasn't straight up, so it kind of protects John Cena while also putting over Austin Theory. We got the men's showcase match next, which was the men's tag team showcase match, which was actually, pretty good. I actually didn't think this was going to be good. Or at least I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was. This was almost not actually, but it was almost awesome. It was very good, and it was almost to the point where you could say this was an awesome match. But it really was Ricochet, Chad Gable, Braun Strowman, and Otis, they all shine, and Montez Ford as well, Angelo Dawkins, everybody shine. I think the only people who didn't get as much good shine as the others was the Viking Raiders. They did have time to shine. Not saying they didn't, but yeah, they didn't shine as much as Angelo Dawkins or Montez or Chad Gable. Chad Gable, he is definitely the MVP. This man did a German suplex on Braun Strowman, and say what you will, fake or not, that still is an impressive feat for that man of his stature and his size to do that to somebody like a Braun Strowman stature and size. Is still impressive regardless. And this was a good fatal 4-way tag team match with the Street Profits end up getting the victory by pinning the winner. I think Ricochet won on Smackdown, and he was the one who took the pin here in night one, and the Street Profits will win this tag team showcase. We get the next match, which is Logan Paul versus Seth freaking Rollins, and this was also a good match, man. This was another good match. None of these matches, by the way, none of these matches were bad. None of them was bad. It was only it only was. I guess the basic. I'm trying to figure out the way to articulate it, and I guess is all the matches was good to great or match of the night. It was no match was bad. It was just good to match of the night. Type good. And this was a good match as well. Logan Paul did his thing, man. He is a multi-talented. I forgot what he named it, but he could pretty much do. He could do boxing. He could do wrestling. He's very talented. He held his own against Seth Rollins. I like the little surprise they had with another YouTuber being there. Logan Paul's partner. Oh man, y'all gonna kill me because I forgot his name already. But he's a famous YouTuber. He's Logan Paul's partner, and he took a frog splash, which was he came out like in the mascot uniform for Logan Paul's energy drink. Which I think is called Prime, and but Logan Paul ended up losing because Seth Rollins is Seth freaking Rollins, and with a stomp, Logan Paul's night ended with Seth Rollins being the victor. Happy birthday, Logan! You lost, but I did like it. I do like how he came out though. Logan Paul's entrance was cool, and so was Seth Rollins. If anything, I would say too that nobody had a spectacular WrestleMania entrance. Everybody's entrance was pretty, I guess, normal. Some people's entrance, some people did have a custom entrance, like Seth Rollins and Logan Paul. Austin Theory had one. John Cena just had a Make-A-Wish custom entrance. Yeah, I think. Even not Damage Control, but Lita, Becky, and I forgot the other person, Trish. Lita, Becky, and Trish had an NWO entrance. But speaking of which, that's the next match of the night, which is Damage Control versus Lita, Becky, and Trish, and that was also a good match. They tore down the house. I ain't gonna lie, they tore down the house. This match actually was a lot better than I thought. And Trish Stratus and Lita held their own. Lita was a little bit sluggish for a while, but then she even picked it up and started hanging with the newer generation of women's wrestling. And the thing that was impressive about Trish, she was just hanging in there. She wasn't sluggish at all. Even though both her and Lita haven't been in the ring as much as Becky and Damage Control, Trish just was in there hanging with the best of them, showing that she keeps her body in peak condition. And I like the fact that they even mentioned too that her attire for her match was a modified version of what she wore the last time. I think Michael Cole said 18 years ago when they went Hollywood for WrestleMania, and she wore a modified version of what she wore then. But in the end, a manhandle slam from the top rope would give Lita, Trish, and Becky the win. We got the next match, which is Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. If anything, out of the whole night, this match had the most when it comes to custom WrestleMania entrances. This had the most customized one, as Dominic Mysterio came out in a police van with a custom attire, and then he even had on a Rey Mysterio luchador mask on, and Rey Mysterio paying tribute as he did in his Hall of Fame. They said, I didn't watch the Hall of Fame, but I heard that as they mentioned it multiple times, that he paid tribute to Eddie Guerrero in his speech. So he came out in the lowrider and Snoop Dogg's lowrider. So Snoop Dogg was the co-host with The Miz. And I forgot the Miz. I forgot before the first match, the Miz and Snoop Dogg did kick off WrestleMania, talking about what was going to what was going to see, what was going to come, and what all the matches, everything was going to happen, and then they kicked it off with the first match of the night, which was the Austin Theory versus John Cena. But back to the Rey Mysterio thing. Rey Mysterio's interest was the coolest because, like I said, he came out, Snoop Dogg driving the lowrider. Snoop Dogg got a custom gold WWE championship. Like, you can see like this red part right here. His was like gold and the red part was like green. I'm like, oh, that was cool. But Rey Mysterio came out to Eddie Guerrero's theme music. They came out to Snoop Dogg's nothing with a G thing, baby. Snoop Dogg. Okay, I was about to go. I was about to say, but speaking was back to the matter at hand. But no, they came. That was cool. Like, that's how they came out first. Then Eddie Guerrero music. Then Rey Mysterio's music, and the match itself was good. Him and Dominic still performed well. I like that they got Aaliyah and his mother involved. Aaliyah basically tried to fight Dominic, but Ray stopped her because Dominic came over there. Oh, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? And he grabbed Aaliyah's drink and threw it back in her face, and she tried to get over she was about to climb over the damn barricade to beat up Dominic, but Ray was like, no, I got this, and he told his mom to shut up again. She smacked him, and but a 619 and some help from Bad Bunny, Rey Mysterio got the victory. Damian Priest and Finn Balor also sold up at ringside for some distractions and stuff too. I think Damian Priest, when he threw his jacket on in one of the corners of the ring, and Dominic Mysterio realized it was all a ploy because he was going to use this chain that was in the jacket to hit Rey Mysterio. That's how Bad Bunny got involved. When we get the next match, which is Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair for the Smackdown Women's Championship. And that match itself was cool. It was a good match. This is one of the two best matches of the night. Out of all the matches that could be contenders for a best match of the night, it was two of them, and this was one of them. Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair tore down the house. Man, there was some botches. I would believe there was botches, but Rhea Ripley and them, that was a hard-hitting match. They damn near almost killed each other to put on a good match. And yeah, you got to give it up to those two, man. They put it on. No matter what you think about Charlotte, even though I don't think Charlotte should have ever been champion in the first place, but she did her thing. But in the end, Rhea Ripley came out on top, and she is the new SmackDown Women's Champion. And yeah, that was she had to go over. She just had to. But moving on, we got the next match of the night, which came out of, this was like an impromptu match, which was Snoop Dogg and the Miz came out to basically tell how many that was in attendance. I think it was like 80. It was 80,000+ fans, and Snoop Dogg mentioned how what would be even more impressive, would be even better than the 80,000+ fans, is that if the Miz had a match. And the Miz said he sent out on all social media platforms, even the old MySpace, for an open challenge, but nobody would answer it. But then out comes Pat McAfee, who says that he didn't see, he lives on social media, and nowhere did nobody see the Miz's open challenge. But since he's here and his WrestleMania gear, that rhymed, he said, let's do it right here, right now. But the Miz said he would love to, but he's the host, so he can't make matches. But Snoop Dogg, Pat McAfee pointed out, it's 80,000+ people here. Somebody here got to be able to make a match. And Snoop Dogg made the match official. And the Miz, it was underway. We got an impromptu 7th match. And this match was a good little time killer to the main event, but it was still a good match. It was nonetheless Pat McAfee signed. So then, it wasn't long, but the Miz did his little thing. But then he was like, you know what, forget it. Then another. It was I forgot. It was another pro football player there that played for the for California's one of California's teams. And when he saw how the Miz was doing him, I think the Miz even pushed him. Yeah, the Miz pushed him, and he got involved while Pat had the referee distracted and clotheslined him, which allowed Pat McAfee to do a swan time off the ropes onto the Miz, then punt him in the ring to get the victory. Then we got the main event. This is the other best match of the night. I told you, Sawyer Flares was the first. The first match, the best match of the night was the first one was two. First one was started. This is the second one. This main event was everything worthy of the main event. The Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the undisputed tag team championships. And this match was, oh my God, it was a banger. I don't have nothing bad to say about this. This match was great. It was great. It told the story. Near pinfalls after near pinfalls. You thought it might have been over this time. You thought it might. They told it epically. There were so many times you thought it might have been the Usos were retaining. That this is it. This is the end of the match. Oh no, kick out. What the hell? And then it was times when you thought Kevin Owens and then was going to win. You know, this is it. This is the moment where they win the title. Oh, what the hell? It's like, even though going in, we knew from the backstage rumors that the Kevin Owens and them was winning, and that even if you predicted it right, they was going to win. They made you believe just for split moments, and that's what make a good match. Even though you know it was time for them to drop it, but you for a split moment they make you think, they make you question, and that's what make a great match a great match. But in the end, the Usos did fail, and the new tag team champs is Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. The fall of the Bloodline has begun. The Bloodline not only has 2 championships within its ranks, and that is Roman Reigns' championships. Man, I cannot wait to see Roman's reaction to the fact that his cousins lost the tag team titles. That is all. Oh, they had Kevin. I was about to say Kevin Owens. Kevin Hart doing like the intro monologue for WrestleMania, talked about the different stories and whatnot. But overall, this was a great night one, and I'm going to give this night one. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. This was good. This is a 9 out of 10. Only reason why I took a point away was because I felt like it was only one really true WrestleMania like interest, and it's probably just a little nitpick. I feel like everybody should have a custom. It's WrestleMania. You have supposed to have a custom entrance, but I felt like only the Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio match only had the true custom entrance. Everybody else was pretty normal. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you thought on night one of WrestleMania Goes Hollywood or WrestleMania 39. And if you enjoyed this review, you hit this button right there for all of my wrestling reviews or WWE reviews. And if you enjoyed the video so much and want to support the channel, hit those buttons. And as always, hit any one of these videos for more of my amazing content. But don't go anywhere, so I got night 2 coming up and some reactions. So, peace.